Hello and welcome to my channel Redeeming Thunder. My name is Erica and I'm here to give you a wonderful prophetic word. This is chapter 23 of the Ordained Spouse series. And this one means you need to be watchful because your future ordained spouse is going to be crossing paths with you, and it's going to be such a confirmation of who it is. And there's specific instruction given, okay? So Yahuwah says, Sapa Shama, which means watchman, be on guard, okay? I am in the whisper. So as you are living your life and you're going to be crossing paths and you might be assuming, is this the person? He needs you to be like on your A game, like asking questions, wondering, internally talking to Yahuwah as you're living your life, because it's literally going to happen like now, if not already. You've already crossed paths, okay? Okay, so there's going to be open doors, okay? And you're going to have to walk through them, okay? And Yahuwah says, I am allowing you to. Yes, I want him to treat you in all aspects of your life. Now let's dig deeper and see what he means by this. Okay? So, during your life, you have been engaging with some new people, okay, in your circle. And one of those people is your future ordained spouse, okay? And all you have to do is be yourself, okay? When you're first walking into it, you're not really wondering, you're not really thinking you're only going to be nice because you think it's him. You're just being yourself, okay? And this is the thing with the carousel, chapter 1, she's in the garden. Everybody is all in learning about you. And so he's getting feedback from many people, different people at the same time. And then he's doing his own research according to chapter 19 and chapter 20, okay? That's what's interesting, what's going on. So, so what has occurred is the fragrance aroma of you has rubbed off on him, okay? Either by supernaturally, obviously, but even I'm talking about literally, okay? So something is causing him to still smell you even afterwards. Maybe something was left in the office. Maybe something was left at the store that you were at. Maybe something was left at the clinic that you went to. Maybe something was let's say he is your let's say he's your bank teller, okay? And there was a pen that you used. Something smells of you, okay? And then it's going to be supernatural. It's just going to show up. Let's say he is your doctor, okay? And he's having to do a checkup. Some connection that you guys have had is going to cause where it's lingering on. And you did it accidentally because you were just existing and you were just there, you know, buying your things at the store or getting some treatment, and you did not even realize that it's occurring, okay? But that's what Yahuwah says. So on purpose, wear perfume as well. Okay, so this is also talking about the gaze. Some notes about the gaze. You guys have caught gaze. This part has already occurred, which is phenomenal, because maybe you thought, oh, when is this ever going to happen? And you just come across someone that was incredibly handsome, okay? And he was just like really staring at you, okay? It was becoming evident. It was becoming incredibly obvious to all of the crew. And they're just kind of like, and he can't look away. But then you can't either. You can't look away either. Something is making you smile at him. Something is causing you to look at him. And he, not only that, he is literally planting himself everywhere you are. Okay? And it's not going to be stalkerish in a creepy way. It's going to be like he really is trying to show you. Like he can't even contain himself. And I think it mostly he's trying to show you. To have you wake up and be like, oh yeah. And he's going to want you to say, is he the one? Am I supposed to, am I allowed to feel this for this person? Okay? And Yahuwah is going to tell you yes or no. That's why you want to be talking to him throughout the day, not just at prayer at night. You want to talk to him during the day. Okay? And this is a dream that I had. Okay? So, in this dream, this woman was driving her car to the appointment where she needs to go. Where she's not aware yet of the confirmation, if that's the individual. Okay, she's just doing her life, going back and forth. And the story of so you arrived at the appointment. So it was getting dark, okay? And you're arriving at, excuse me, not you. The woman arrived at the appointment, okay? So she immediately, upon entering where she needs to be, she sees the future ordained spouse, okay? But in this moment, she doesn't know that it's him. And so you as well had been going there. So this woman has been going for a while, okay? And for a little while, okay? Because it's the appointed time. It's not like you've been going for several months in the back. Okay, so let me continue on with the dream. This woman has been going, and then suddenly the future ordained spouse, I'm just going to call him now, okay, that is hidden, kept following her through each room. This is the dream now, okay? I know I had explained the bonus word that the future ordained spouse was doing that, but this is the dream. So it's correlating. Okay, that's huge. So then, so each time going into different rooms, and it has to do with assisting her with something important, okay? Not just like, talking, not just like hanging out. It's mostly like he is all hands on deck on helping her. And for this situation in the dream, she needed help with her aches and pains, okay? So he was just going to each room, and it seemed like they were standing. And of course, it's a dream, so it's not like we're hanging out there for several minutes. It's going snap scenes, okay? Scenes are snapping in and out. Okay, so now the scene, they're in this woman and the future ordained spouse hidden, you know, is they're in a room, and after that appointment, immediately he says to her, would you go in a hot tub with me? Okay. And so then internally she's just like, this is besides the appointment. This is like hanging out on a different scenery, you know? And she wasn't sure if she could say yes, because she wasn't sure if he was the one, okay? Because Yahuwah had not revealed it to her yet. And she really is trying to be obedient to the Most High. Besides that, though, there was some other issue occurring, and she needed to attend to. And so that was occupying part of her mind. Okay? And I want to say a detail regarding the parking. So it was getting dark, and it was packed outside, okay, with many cars. So that's significant in itself, but I just wanted to remind you of that. There's another detail with that. Then, so she doesn't answer, okay? It's not no, it's just she wasn't sure, and she needed some clarification to make sure. So what happened is a portal opened where the window was at, in that same room that both of them were in. And it was like a purple hue. And she knew that she had to go through that door, that portal. So she went through it and then kind of left him on limbo. Okay? Because there was a pressing matter at hand. That maybe he was not aware of what's going on with her life. And I'm not sure if Yahuwah wants her to say, and also wants you to say every single little detail what's going on. But whatever you feel comfortable, I guess. So now this is what's happened. She went through because she was in the parking lot again, and it was packed, very packed. So she's like goes and goes to a car that looks like hers, right? And she just gets the key and she gets in. And she sits down, and suddenly she sees this family of 4 at her window. So she opens the door because she doesn't turn on the car yet. And she's like, yes. And she's like, and they say, that's our car. And she's like, well, no, it's my car, because it looks the same. She's like, no, but it's ours. You know, we parked here. And she's like, really? I thought I parked here. This is my car. And she looks around inside the car. She looks around, and none of her stuff is in there. It's like their stuff. Okay, how embarrassing, right? Exactly. So, actually, that happened in real life to me quite a few times. Embarrassing to admit, but there was a time where I was pregnant, and I was with my son. I went grocery shopping, so I had a cart full of stuff. Okay, that was already hard to do as is for me. Pushing a cart and with a little boy, and then by myself, and then it was hard for me to walk because there was some aches and pains. Okay, he was sitting down low, so that's all I'm gonna say. TMI. So it's hard to walk. Anyways, I just walked directly to the car. I just got that van, and back in the day, and so I'm like pressing the button, you know, and it does, and then I go to open the door. It doesn't unlock, and I'm like, why isn't it unlocking? What's going on here? And so, I mean, I'm pressing a bunch of times. I'm now calling the dealership and being like, what can I do? And he says, try taking the key out of the key, the little, you know, knob thing, and using the regular key to unlock the door. So I said, oh, okay. Well, I tried that, and I'm like, the key won't turn. I don't understand what's going on. And then what happened was, he's like, go back in the store, buy some WD-40, okay? W40 spray, and spray in the knob. And maybe it's because it's, you know, something lodged inside the little keyhole. So I'm like, so I go and do that. And of course it's so much work because now I'm having to push that cart with my little son and back in the store, then back out. Okay, it's like so much work. It's difficult for me. Do the spray, it doesn't work. Okay, so now I'm panicking. Now I'm texting I'm texting people to come help me. Like, literally drop what you're doing. I got some perishables and help me open this door. I'm not kidding. It was like emergency for me. Especially because, I mean, I don't know for how many trips I could go back. I mean, the only bench to sit on was in the store. And it was like midday. I was so exhausted. And nobody was answering me. They were just like, well, just try using the key. I'm like, I already did. So I was so stressed out. And then I think my little boy said, Mommy, that card looks like our card too. And there was like one near it. Another van parked near the one we were just standing on. And I was prying my open. Okay. And then I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, so what happened was, that wasn't my car. It was the other one that my son pointed out. Okay, so that does happen to people. Embarrassing, but it does. But in this dream, it seemed to have happened. Okay, and in a vehicle, significance in a dream is really important. To be in your vehicle and to be driving your vehicle and nobody else driving for you. It is very important. Okay, so the dream continues. So then she apologizes, she gets out, and she now goes and looks for the car. Now she's using the alarm because she's thinking, if I put an alarm, now she's worried. She's like, if I didn't park it here, I've imagined it. I imagined that I parked it here. And recalling, she really wanted to park it closer to the entrance. Okay, but remember that the parking lot was packed. It was packed, and she so yeah, simply just walking around in the dark, she couldn't find it, so she had to put the alarm. And finally, after pressing the alarm, the button finally, I guess it worked, even though she couldn't hear. And somebody from like a little booth came walking towards her, and she says, where's my car? And the person says to this woman, you parked it near the gate. Okay, that's essential right there. The gate signifies being a watchman. Okay, you got to be a watchman. You're on the wall watching, observing. Okay, because every detail is significant. It's important. You don't want to miss your mark. You don't want to be gazing at the wrong person. You don't want to be going off of your own intel. Okay, because sometimes Yahuwah gives you details of what the person's going to look like, and it's not necessarily the person that he's showing you is the person. Okay, it's someone of those characteristics. He's trying to prompt you. And also, he probably had him hidden as well. He didn't want to just bluntly show you from the get-go, and you weren't ready for that stage yet. He wanted you to be organic, true self, crossing paths, and he wanted everything to be natural flow without you being so like nervous and not leaving your house because you feel like you gotta look perfect and everything like that, like just feeling like paranoid. So he had to hide certain details. Okay, so that's part of what's going on in this dream. So what happened is she went, 1 second, I'm going to get the baby. All right, so I don't let my baby cry. That's as much as she cries. There's a little whine, and then up and go help her sister. So let's talk about. Okay, so yes, that's when she recalls when she saw the car parked at the gate. That's when everything came flashing back. She remembered that it was so packed. And she really desired to park in the same spot that she always wanted to park. But there was no parking available. And she didn't want to miss her appointment, this woman. So she decided to just go to the side, the only area that was left. And she went to go park at the gate. So that means she was available at a whisper's notice, okay? Yahuwah, she was at the gate waiting for Yahuwah's signal because she knew it was coming soon when something was going to be revealed to her, and she didn't know when and she didn't know where, okay? So she's a watchman watching, and you are supposed to be a watchman watching, having high discernment, okay? So that's a watchman also has authority, and a watchman also has keys. They're the ones that unlocked all the doors in the castle. So it's kind of like a guard, like a porter, but it's actually not like the significance in the biblical standpoint, like cleaning. It's actually the one who has the keys that the king trusts. So the King of Kings, okay, trusts the person to lock and unlock doors. Make sure that certain doors are locked. Certain doors are open every single day throughout the whole entire castle. Has a lot of power, okay? So she was parked there and she didn't remember, which was interesting that she didn't remember, because she had it in her mind that it had to be a certain way. And she had to park a certain spot, and she desired so much for it to be with the details that she envisioned. And she was having to need confirmation, which the prior word was, I need confirmation. Okay, that's the one with the little cake. She was asking for confirmation. And so she needed to park her car next to the gate. So that way she is very observant, watching, making sure. So when this woman came out of the appointment to go, okay, there was a shed right there, a white shed next to the car that she parked by the gate, okay? So the shed even has a significance. And the gate was like just a white chain gate that you could see through. So in that moment when she's about to get in her car, the car has its significance, has to do with the journey of your life, being in divine alignment, if you're the one driving, okay? And the ministry has to do with confirmed calling, okay, for your life. It has to do with divine alignment for the most part, okay? So she got in her car, which is her divine alignment, and she was back understanding that once I reveal what the meaning of the shed means, it will be a full picture of what's entailing here. Okay? So she received a text message in that moment saying that she was about to receive something, another promise. So they're all going to stack. They're all going to stack these promises. The Kashi word means bow. So there was 4 of them that I saw. in a different vision. So they're all going to stack up on each other all at once. Okay, that's why it's a bit. So she is understanding that the love of her life is coming into play, but she also has to be like observant of other things that she has to care for and do. Okay, and so that individual came in a car and gave her a bunch of luggages, gave her a bunch of what was it? Looks like bags. There was backpacks, and then individuals came, and they were just there. Okay, it seemed to be that they were going with her, and then that was the dream. Okay, that was a dream. And so, although she didn't want to leave that person hanging, there was something immediately urgent to assist and receive. That was also another rainbow promise. Okay, so when I asked Yahuwah, when she asked, when this woman asked after the dream, because in the dream she felt that she was attracted to this person that was helping her, and then she was saying that she kept smiling at him, and she doesn't know why she was smiling so much. But if you remember videos before, Yahweh says the only thing you need to do is smile in that stage. Okay, and that was going to be enough. That was just going to put him over the moon. Okay, so anyways, she noticed that she was doing that in the dream. So you know, she's desiring Yahuwah to cover her in this moment, because she really, really wants to please him and make sure that she's following his alignment and not her own. Okay, and that's what I'm trying to say. When Yahuwah is starting to reveal a future ordained spouse, he's going to show you like how his hair, what color of hair he has. He's going to show you the style, maybe. He's going to show you the color of the eyes. He's going to show you the temperament by showing you somebody else. Okay, again, because he can't show you right off the bat as you're revealing it, because part of it is that he needs your heart in the right place. Part of it, he's waiting for the consummation of the promise to take place. He needs certain things hidden, but at least that you are well aware and know. Okay, so then this woman, she tells me that she's crying because she's so also scared of trusting someone else all over again. Even though it's like the one, she's just still afraid a little. She has that little bit of fear, right? and then this is what Yahuwah, after praying about it, this is what he told me to tell her. He knows. He knows. Okay? He knows you are a queen. Okay, so then what he wants you to do is bow down, because he's going to anoint you again. And then he says to those who have an individual in their life right now, no more songs for him. And when he says songs, he means compliments. Don't be complimenting someone and entertaining them any longer. because he really, really needs you to be all hands on deck on his plans. So just like the Vashis have been removed, you also have to do the same and be like, not all like the acting, portraying like this isn't really happening for you. Okay? So you need to be like understanding that the boyfriend or the one that you have in your life, if you do have someone, don't be entertaining them with gifts or talents. And when he says talents, it either means weight of money, a metaphor for God-given abilities, skills, spiritual gifts. Okay, that's what it means. No pampering, in other words, someone that is not for you. Can you just like really be all hands on deck? All hands, all heart, all soul, all mind, diving into this new venture, which is your real husband to be. Okay? Okay, so then he says to tell her he wants to give you his love. Get your life assurance, be restored. Okay? And then so whatever he is helping you in this moment, okay, you are allowed to allow that individual to help you. How vulnerable it is. Because why? Yahuwah said he's doing this connection to heal you. And he's with the involvement of what he's supplying, whatever it is, okay? It is exactly what you needed to heal. And he needs to do it, okay? He needs to be the one. He's the one that's going to heal you, okay? And you're like, I thought Yahuwah heals me. Yes. The Most High does divine intervention and does do supernatural healing. But some of this healing has to do with it has to be on earth where someone's physically helping you. Okay, so so he says, tell her I'm doing this to heal. I'm doing this to ensure your life is in my hands. I'm doing this because I love you. I need you restored. And I'm trusting the hands to support you in your health, in your overall mental health even, okay? In your life, okay? And then all of a sudden he says, I'm falling in love with you. I'm falling in love with you more and more each day. You are my wife, my bride, and I need you to be restored. In my arms, I hold you. I support you. I comfort you. I supply all you need. And then Yahuwah says that, and I'm just like, okay, so is Yahusha is saying that, because we are like a spiritual marriage, right, to Yahusha. But I feel like all of a sudden what occurred here is what he was trying to say is that your future ordained spouse said that to you, okay, for whatever he's in your present life and helping you. He's somehow, love is already springing forth, okay? And he says, it's in his hands. It's in his hands. He will show you his kindness, his love in his hands. And I'm like, that kind of matches that one other, could have been chapter 3, chapter 4, regarding my hands, my knees, my knees. Gotta watch that one. So I was thinking about, kind of relates to that. And then for those who are having a difficult time to trust again, he says he will give you the ability to receive his love. Okay? And then he says, so this is a situation where I tell her this, and then she's like, oh my goodness. Because she's having to be, ultimately really vulnerable, on the exact area where she felt kind of insecure. And so now part of the healing process, part of the way he's helping, it causes one to release some comments, and through just regular conversation. And it's kind of like she doesn't want to cry in front of the person, in other words, like, well, in conversation, she doesn't want, or whatever they're working on, whatever, if she's at the store, she's at the department store, she's at her job, and they're working on a project together, she's at a clinic, and she's getting therapies, and then that little mini conversations here and there, and she doesn't want to cry in front of the person. She's just really afraid to cry, but it could be that sometimes, that's what makes you real. That's what makes you're human. A lot happened to these many women out here that are getting another chance. They're getting redeeming love. Okay? They're getting their kinsman redeemer. So this is where he confirms. He says he is your person. Okay? And so there's another prophetic word regarding she's in the garden, and it talks about that dream where that little boy asked the little girl to marry. Okay? And don't think the thing is, Yahuwah is giving me prophetic word of scenarios that of how that would relate to someone. Different scenarios, and not just everything ties into the same. So you're just like, but I didn't know this individual when I was a little girl. Okay, but he's with every little example, there is a detail within. So within that one, it had to do with those individuals sharing the same name. Okay, and so initially the father told her to plant in his garden, right? He is of the same name as you, okay? Because why? He's talking about the same rib. He's talking about, it's his name. It's his DNA in you, in him. So that's why he's saying the same name. Hallelujah. Okay? So who comes and rescues you? And then he says he comes in April, confirming again that it's 2 months later. Okay? But we've been living life, so it's actually the following month. Okay? And once you receive this word, mark it 2 months later. If you've not received confirmation of the other steps. Okay? And then he is and he's saying your name, but the man version. Okay, so if it's like, if the name is Alessandra, your name is Alessandra, it'll be he is your Alessandro. You see what I'm saying? Okay? Lightning speed, he comes. Okay, then he says, He's not pretending to be in your life. He is in your life. Okay? So even though you feel like, oh, but I'm just going to this store and I keep running into him, or I just started this job, or I went into this other department and I work there now, and it's just something that we interact and we are there. No. Or I'm going to this clinic and getting treatment, and you're like, it's just something that I'm just doing for myself. And it's kind of like, no. He's saying he's not just, this is the segment where he's glitching in and out of your life, okay? As you keep running into each other. He's not pretending to be in your life. He is in your life, Yahuwah says. Okay, so you want to know the definition of pretending? The act of giving a false appearance, what is meaning of pretending to be someone? To behave as if something is true when you know that it's not. In order to deceive people or as a game. This is not a game to him, is what Yahuwah is saying. Okay, so then, so what we're saying is that when she was in the dream, she was at the gate in person, in real life. He wants you to be at the gate and be asking questions. Is this of my rib? Or excuse me, am I of his rib? Say that. Is he going to be my husband? Ask Yahuwah, okay, as you're noticing someone, and make sure. Verify, okay? Okay, so then you're just like, still, I need more. I need more confirmation. Suddenly he says, he is not for you, he is for you. And it's kind of like, what do you mean by that? So whoever you had thought before, or whoever is currently in your life, he is not for you. And then he jumps right in, and he's like, he is for you. He's talking about the one he's been showing you. Okay? And then a prophetic word in Hebrew is stated. Okay? By Ruach HaKodesh. Este dai nasi. And when I research what este means, it means star. Okay, but this is kind of interesting because the Esthers in this hour, she was the star of Persia. So it kind of just related, okay? So then he said, dai. You know what dai means? D-A-I? It means enough, stop. That's sufficient. To indicate an action or request should stop. So as in, you don't need to keep confirming because he just confirmed it. That it's the one that you're running into in this moment in time. The one that's in your life that has been catching gaze. That is the one. The one that Yahuwah is confirming. Okay? And this is what he's saying. You know what Nasi means? It means prince. It means a person ranging from a king to a tribal chief or the head of a large family. Okay? It also, in the Jewish history, is the title, including Judah Ha-Nasi, who was a chief of the redactor of the Mishnah, as well as Nasi of Sanhedrin. So it means rising mist, vapor, age 5387, a chief, prince, a captain, a leader, one lifted up. And it gives some biblical verses here. Genesis 17:20. And as for Ishmael, I have heard thee. Behold, I have blessed thee. And will make him fruitful, and will multiply him exceedingly. 12 princes shall he beget, and I will make him a great nation. Exodus 22:27. For that is his covering only, it is his remnant for his skin, wherein shall he sleep, and it shall come to pass when he crieth unto me that I will hear, for I am gracious. Okay, so now of the hot tub, okay? That has to do with the kiss on the nose from chapter 1. So, Whereas in the kiss of the nose significance means he wants to be nostalgic and reminisce and learn and be intimate in that time frame of enjoying some intimate time with one another. So when he said, do you want to go in the hot tub with me? So in the hot tub is when it's kind of like he's attracted, right? He's attracted to you. But besides that, something is cooking in the they're kind of signifying like a crock pot, hot tubs, you know, it's simmering. It is slowly cooking. So it's going to be like this interaction where it is astronomical, but it's also very enjoyable, slow cooking of learning about each other. Okay? And it also means bathing. Has a lot to do with consecration and purification. Has a lot to do with it's a priestly law ritual. You know, that's with bathing, you know, but it has to do with, it brought up the significance of when David saw Bathsheba bathe, okay? Now, in this incident, Yahuwah is wanting you to give in to your desire, your passionate desire of attraction and learning about him. Like, want what he wants for you, okay? Now, the shed is protection and seclusion. This woman went to her car, finally knew where it was, and she had to go into protection and seclusion in the secret place, okay? It represents their secrets and fears. It represents to be alone with their thoughts. It also symbolizes desire to retreat from the world, to find a place of peace and solitude. Okay? She needed to reflect. She needed to ask Yahuwah one more time. Okay? The accumulated items in the shed might represent the dreamer's hidden emotions, memories, or thoughts. Shed might symbolize dreamers needed to organize, declutter their life. Okay, so, and that's all I got for you. So I hope you enjoyed this prophetic word, and stay tuned, like and subscribe, share to those who are in, they've been waiting for insight. They've been needing the insight. They know that they are a Ruth or Esther. Stay tuned, and I'll see you on the next video.